Attorney for man cleared of returning fire in self-defense at Minneapolis police during riots. Riots, by the way. The only rioters in Minneapolis in 2020 were the thugs and gangsters with weapons of war in decked out metal uniforms. Those are the only rioters. Ones marching around like in The Purge in unmarked vans with guns. Those are rioters. Releases evidence. Body camera footage. Jaleel Stallings was acquitted of 8 counts in connection with the incident. The attorney for a man found not guilty on all charges of shooting at Minneapolis police officers during the unrest that followed George Floyd's killings last year has released evidence in connection with the incident, including body camera footage that shows he returned fire at police in self-defense before he surrendered and was assaulted by officers while on the ground. Here's a good question. Are the officers going to face any charges? Following a trial in July, a Hennepin County jury acquitted Jaleel K. Stallings of 29 of 8 counts, including second-degree attempted murder, first-degree assault, second-degree assault, second-degree riot, regarding the May 30th, 2020 incident 5 days after Floyd's death. According to the charges, police in an unmarked van patrolling the area of 15th Avenue S and Lake Street fired 40-millimeter marking rounds, commonly known as rubber bullets, at Stallings, and he returned fire with a handgun before his arrest. Now, we can look at the footage here in this Twitter thread. This is what happened last year. Again, you do not live in a free country. This is a fascist country. Doesn't matter if Joe Biden is president. I'm sorry. It doesn't. Joe Biden tripled police funding. After last year, Joe Biden looked at the situation that we're in and said, all right, 3x. This is literally The Purge. You ever see The Purge movies? This is literally what they're doing. They're in riot cop uniforms with fucking gas masks on, and their faces are covered up, their patches are covered up, in unmarked vehicles shooting at American civilians. If someone in an unmarked van is trying to kill you and you have a gun on you and you fire in self-defense, I'm sorry, but it's a shame that you missed.
Go home.
Every single one of these so-called police officers are Nazis, folks. This is the modern Gestapo. I need y'all to understand. At a moment's notice, the United States government can declare a riot and send in literal Nazi soldiers to assassinate you with no questions asked. And I witnessed this firsthand in Elizabeth City. Again, a small town of 18,000 people. The entire local government, corrupt to the core, right, voted to do a state of emergency when there was no emergency as an excuse to bust in riot cops. And they used live weapons. They patrolled the streets in unmarked cars. I had to hide in bushes in Elizabeth City, a town that has had 169 days of continuous demonstrations, no broken windows, no rioting, and no looting, and they still use the same playbook. I had to hide behind dumpsters and hide in bushes in Elizabeth motherfucking City during the Andrew Brown Jr. protests, right? Now imagine what would have happened if there were broken windows. Then we look at Minneapolis. A full-scale military occupation took place in Minneapolis last year. Does anyone give a fuck? Does anyone care that there was a military occupation by far-right extremists in Minneapolis? Does anyone give a shit? This is unacceptable, folks. Joe Biden got elected and then tripled their funding, by the way. How cool is that? How fucking cool is that? Anyway, you can look at more of this. If you want. So, this clip though. I mean, look at these. Like, these people literally think that they're playing video games.
What the fuck are we gonna do to you? We're out here peacefully protesting. This is fucking America. We can say what we want.
They are shooting these guns for fun. It is entirely unnecessary. They just enjoy it. They think it's fun. Any excuse for them to shoot at American civilians? Look, there's no threat to this guy. And yet, he is shooting several rounds. There is no threat. People are literally dozens of feet away from him. Look at this. Look. They think it's a video game, folks. It's a game to them. You have no rights. There is no freedom in America. You think there's freedom? You think there's a First Amendment? What?
Yeah. They think they can go anywhere.
Well, hold on a second. Let me check your credentials, make a few phone calls just to verify who the fuck.
They think they can do whatever they want. They have a little band.
It's a fucking curfew.
They're everywhere. They'll trip.
When shit hit the fan in Minneapolis, all laws were suspended. There was no accountability. Police had free reign to do whatever they fucking wanted. They had all the guns in the world. They had all the chemical weapons in the world. They had free reign to do whatever they wanted. They could kill whoever they wanted, and they did. They killed journalists. They could maim whoever they wanted. They did. Several protesters. Some people lost eyeballs. Some people lost use of their legs. Some people got organ failure and damage from internal bleeding from these rubber bullets. They could do whatever they wanted. They had free reign. They treated the United States of America like a video game. These are Nazis. And yet, they all still work for the police. They are all still officers of the law. There's no accountability here. There will never be any accountability. A so-called Democratic president tripled their funding. They witnessed what we all witnessed and said, let's give them more money for a job well done.
I mean, over in St. Paul, they were right up.
Yes, sir. We're in the process of that here.
We gave a few over to him tonight.
I'll say who else? We'll fucking flank them. We'll flank them.
We just want to wait until we got resources to make this. I mean, I got no problem with that. I love to scatter them, but it's time to fucking put 100 people in jail.
Yeah.
And just prove the mayor wrong about his white supremacists from out of state.
I agree.
Although this group probably is predominantly white.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because it's not looting and fires.
5-6 of the people said they're from Minneapolis and they're all white.
This group is predominantly white because they're not looting. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? This group is predominantly white. What is your reason for thinking that? Oh, because they're not looting. The mayor called us white supremacists. We're not white supremacists. Look, it's a group of white people. Well, we can't see their skin color, but they're not looting, so they have to be white. Why did the mayor call us white supremacists? By the way, the mayor of Minneapolis is a bitch boy motherfucker, but... Oh, we're not white supremacists. It's just that you can tell they're not black because they're not breaking windows. Ha 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 ha.
White.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Because it's not looting and fires.
5-6 of the people said they're from Minneapolis and they're all white.
Yep.
There is a march, about 150 to 200 people in it. They're currently eastbound on Lake.
That was a busy night.
it's nice to hear that we've moved to tonight. It was just nice to hear. We're gonna go find some more people instead of chasing people around.
Yeah.
We're going to you guys.
You can go watch all the body camera footage if you want. You don't have any rights. There is no constitution. There's nothing. Nothing. Nothing protects you. The Constitution is fake. Rights are fake. The government is fake. It's all people that made it up to put themselves in power so that they could abuse and oppress you. It doesn't matter. You have no rights. First Amendment? What? The right to peacefully assemble? Are you kidding? Is this a fucking joke? Do you seriously think you have First Amendment rights in the United States? How fucking dumb do you think I am? If you think you're gonna tell me that you have a right to peacefully protest, no, you don't. The government can suspend your rights at any point and kill you for fun?